Hi ho, adventurers. Probably no one here, maybe people here. For Friday night, I'm just garnishing my first cocktail of the night. Just my last cherry in the jar. Lucky I have more jars. Give that a jolly good stir. Hello, Heine, lurking. That's fine, dude. And hello, Alexander. Save that cherry juice for something special. So I'm very relieved to know I don't have COVID or influenza. Tested for all these things, and the tests came back negative, which is good. So it's like I've got a slight cold. Throat's just not 100%. That's fine. I was really worried I was going to test positive for COVID and derail young Mr. Angry's party. I would not have been popular. Oh my gosh. That's a fine beverage. An old-fashioned made with 6 different whiskies and then aged in a barrel for a month. Very earthy sort of drink, that one. The man's drink. Put air on your chest. You know, if that's your thing. Just giving it another little stir. Dilute it a little. Yeah, see, Alexander, that's the fun with the barrels. They like hold a litre, and I make a litre worth of a cocktail that I'm going to age in there. It lets you do a blend. And hey, Greg, how you going? So it was like half Maker's Mark, but then it was 100 mils of 4 or 5 other whiskeys. I'm trying to remember. So it's either 5 whiskeys or 6 whiskeys. Yeah, but that's the joy of it. When you're doing something in that volume, you can do quite a blend. Like there's a rum old-fashioned in there now that, again, is about 6 rum. I don't even remember. I did record a video, which I haven't edited yet, because it's not... I should be tasting those things tonight. I might want to take them out. So a little bit later, in those barrels, I have my apple liqueur that I was barrel aging. I think that might be ready to come out. The rum old fashioned, which might be ready to come out. I won't actually... I could decant them tonight because I want to make videos with them. I could decant them tonight, put them in a bottle, and then make a tasting video tomorrow or Sunday. And the third barrel is vodka. I'm barrel aging vodka, trying to give it a bit more character. Now, I think that's going to stay in there a while longer, like maybe another month. But I will taste that tonight too. Micro, for what am I late? For a very important date? Oh, my phone buzzed. Who's buzzing me? Oh, well, that's good news. The bank buzzing me saying I've been paid. Gotta love being paid. Pay off my credit card bill from going out all last weekend. And I really fucking gave the card a spanking last weekend. Speaking of spankings, micro USB. Oh, what are you ill with? I have a slight cold. Oh, okay. I think I was like 2 minutes late. I think you are correct. I was 2 minutes late. 1 or 2 minutes late. I believe you are correct on that front. Oh, fucking hell, I love an old fashioned. And that's like, I don't know, old fashioned on steroids, that one. Just, oh, so much flavor in there. It's yummy. Now, I keep hearing stories that, like, the barrels lose the power to impart oakiness after a while, 6 months to a year. I don't know. No. But see, the thing is, I think it'd still be good for cocktails or neutral stuff. We'll see. Sorry, micro. 2 whole minutes. That's like an hour in dog time. I mean, honestly, that seems fair. Love that quote, Alexander. Technically correct. The best kind of correct. From the bureaucrat episode of Futurama. Classic. Jesus Christ, that must be old. I think that's like from the original season, and you know it's been brought back so many times. I think there was talk about bringing it back again. Now I want. Okay, I'm compelled to look it up. When did Futurama? '99. Holy shit! It was 20 years ago. So yeah, so that quote's really more than 20 years old. Okay. Cool. I'm probably going to cough occasionally tonight because my throat's not quite right. I'll kill this damn cough with whiskey. Ah, and nothing's. Oh, see, Jesus. Margaret, I think if you tell any 23-year-olds they're almost 30, they'll freak out. Oh, God, Alexander, you were in primary school when it aired. Good times. Yeah, it's weird how quick time flies. But yeah, 23 years since it debuted. It's a long fucking time. So, yes. Yeah, so that excellent quote, technically correct, the best kind of correct, is probably over 20 years old. I don't even remember what season that was in, but it's probably more than 20 years ago. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm probably also going to be compelled to say how much I like my old fashioned each time I take a sip, a little sippy sip, because it's very, very nice. I am enjoying it immensely. So, yeah, young Mr. Angry's friends going to be over tomorrow, like 20 somethings. Holy shit. So tonight's not a long stream. Tonight I'm going to run. So yeah, tonight I'm going to run till about 10, like normal, and then go to bed because tomorrow night's going to be a fucking marathon. However long it takes, I'll guard my booze for however long it takes the party to disperse. Last time we had a big party, it was 3 a.m. So we'll see. Micro have actually caught up with AZ. Give me a sec, and I will give you a. I think I can give you a Right, no desktop. Is it? Oh, God damn it! Where was this picture? I had a picture. Here it is. Okay, so where are we? Okay. So if I share my screen, window. What's this? Share. That's weird. Why isn't... This is really weird. Why is it... Okay. I have an idea. Wait a sec. If I open with... No? Okay. All right, this is going to take slightly longer. Let's do this. Brand. Background. Add. Image. Okay, this is a roundabout way of doing it, but okay. So, and I now... Last weekend, actually got to hang out with Nobody, Nettie, Abigail, and Aidsy. We had crepes. So, again, our boy's soldiering on. Things are pretty tough for him, but it was great to see him out. I think it really lifted his mood to come out and hang out. Yeah, he still has seriously. He sent me absolutely disgusting photos of the medical problems with his legs. They're just like fucked, and he still has the legal issues with the dangerous unhinged person in his flats. Continues to drag on. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, but he got to come out, and I think he felt good about it. I think it improved his mood heaps. It's very chatty. Did the usual AIDSy talking absolute shit, just like expounding on something and going on at great length at things that are of dubious provenance. And hello, Laura. Yeah, so he was very much in AIDSy form. I think, yeah, it's just being around other people gave him the energy to be his exuberant self. So, you know, that's good. That's a good thing. And it was good to see him. And he remains ever hopeful of getting things in order a bit more and appearing on streams and stuff. Oh, Laura, sadly, they were really different to the usual disgusting pictures. I have seen disgusting medical pictures, particularly of the time he had the necrotizing fasciitis and the injuries to his thigh area. Most profound. His legs. His legs are just fucked. It's truly fucked. So yeah, Micro, you're only purposely not invited in the sense that you're in a different continent, so you wouldn't have been able to make it. And hello, Salumi, nice to see you. But yes, AD loves the moral support. He loves hearing that everyone's looking out for him. He absorbs all the positive vibes sent out into the universe to find him. So, yeah, I mean, you know, he's as well as he can be. I was going to somehow tie this to AIDSy, and that would be a complete lie. But I'm just checking something on my fin. Okay. My phone's fucking with me. trying to get something done for my cocktail channel. Yes, I know, Micro. Pretty weak excuse. Yeah, if you had a rocket. I mean, obviously, I feel like we may be underestimating you and your desire and ability and willingness to get here. But, the moment slipped away. So we just have to soldier on bravely. Micro, this is America. You can do anything as long as you're rich and don't care about stepping on the little people. Yep, that's pretty accurate. That is pretty accurate. I mean, yes, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. For some reason, I forgot that fucking idiot's name for a second. They could have got here in time. Oh no, Salumi. Your premier's been blacklisted by Putin. I'm sure that will have a devastating effect on his day-to-day life. Putin's a fucking wingnut, seriously. It's Micro, for real. Future of some sort of high-speed flight. I think the highest speed around the world stuff that's being experimented is stuff that goes out of the atmosphere. It's like you're basically in a rocket that goes fatunj and does a big parabola and then back down to where you're landing. I think that's something that's being posited as the ultimate fast travel. And hello, Safa. Yeah, dude, I was worried. I worried I got COVID on the weekend because I went out so much. But I got a cold. Peter Menelicus for state win. Noise. Yes. So I went out so much on the weekend. And man, this is still not working. I tried to transfer stuff to my phone. Fucking Apple make it so hard. Get stuff on and off phones is stupid fucking difficult. Anywho, yeah, so 2 days ago, I woke up feeling, I'm not quite right. And I was around so many people. And also, young Mr. Angry had influenza a couple of weeks ago, and I thought I may have picked up some latent germies from him. But yeah, after the second morning, waking up going, not quite right, I thought I've got to do the right thing. And there's a place not far away that was doing PCR tests, and they said they also checked for influenza, not just COVID, because there's a lot of influenza around. I thought, that seems like a deal. I went there, the throat swab, the nasal swab. They said, results in less than 24 hours. True to their word, they pinged me after midnight. Fuck them. Woke me up. And it's just fuck. No, it was just fucked. But I woke up enough to look and see negative, cool. And I realized it was a really long message, but I just saw negative and went cool and went back to sleep. And in the morning, Mrs. Angry saying, it's still freaking me out that we don't know whether you've got COVID or not. I went, the text didn't wake you up. Okay, I got a negative result. And I brought it up and went, there's a really long message. I didn't read it all. And what they actually tested me for, if I read the message from the pathology things, results, COVID-19 virus negative. Given your circumstances, cold and flu-like symptoms, your referring doctor determined to test your swab for other respiratory virus in addition to COVID-19. The results of these other tests are influenza A virus, negative, influenza B virus, negative, RSV virus, negative. So I'm super negative. Yes, Safa, negative was in all caps. And I just saw that. I was like, fucking what? And I went, it's the pathology. And I looked and I just saw negative in all caps and went, yep, that's all I need to see. Going back to sleep now. But yes, when I saw the full message in the morning when I was awake, it was like, man, they tested me for 3 flu variants and I don't have any of them. So it's a cold. Very mild so far. Throat just feels a bit fucked. Maybe, it makes me a bit husky and sexy. I don't know. Yes, Salumi. I was going to title this stream when negative is positive, as in a negative test is positive news. But yes. Micro, you and me both, bro. Negative in an emotional way. Oh man, I had a fucking thing today. I got fucked around by someone and I just lost it. And it was basically making my life difficult through like no fault of mine, but I had to deal with it. And I was just walking around going, fuck. And I couldn't stop. I was so frustrated. The only way I could let it out was to scream, fuck. And Mrs. Angry said, you can help. There's a technique called tapping or EFT, but it's like tapping. I've talked about tapping before, and I think there's even some videos on my YouTube channel of it from years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago. But it's this weird thing where you tap and talk about what's upsetting you, and you tap these acupressure points, and the fucking stress goes away. So we did one, like, I'm not joking, even though I was just walking around going, fuck. I wanted to punch shit. And I wanted to just scream and not stop screaming. I was so frustrated. And the first round of tapping completely removed the urge to scream. I was still upset, but I no longer had this almost uncontrollable impulse to scream. And then we did another round of it for a few more minutes. And that just really radically reduced the amount of stress that was in my body. And so I was able to continue on and do more stuff, but it was fucked. So, Marco, you have a cold too? Yeah, you again, in your environment, you're taking the responsible approach of not wanting to spread any illness to risk. Now, I mean, to guess, dude, I love your attitude. I really appreciate it. Safi, your grandma used tapping on you? That's wild. So is that Sumi? You went through that today, frustrated. Oh yeah. No, and I'm not joking. This very rarely happens. And again, my reaction may have been out of scale with what was actually happening. But I fucking lost it. I was just pacing back and forth, going, fuck. And I wanted to be worse, and I couldn't stop this feeling of just wanting to scream and smash things. Mrs. Angry did, okay, let's do it. Do the tapping. And it's fucking weird. It is really fucking weird. It makes no sense, but it fucking works. It's worked on me so many times in so many different ways. But yeah, like I said, one wave of it, and I no longer had this difficult to suppress urge to scream. Another round of it. So in all, there was like 5 or 10 minutes of tapping, and most of the tension left my body, which, oh my God, because I was fucked. I was in such a bad way. So, Micro, if you don't play Animal Crossing, I won't understand, but finally grew a gold rose. Congratulations to you. I don't play Animal Crossing. I don't understand it. But I think Salumi does. You get congrats. And Laura, you're having a heat wave. We are having a cold snap. We're having like a polar burst. The very start of winter, we're getting like the worst of winter weather. It seems to be easing a bit now. All right. Is anyone going to recommend Safa play Animal Crossing? I'm not going to, as in I'm not going to play it. But do people recommend, is Animal Crossing worth playing? You know what? I keep seeing something, and I want to show it to you. Another little sip of my old fashioned. Oh my God, I fucking love that. What is that taste that I'm getting? It's caramel, which is a quite common flavor with whiskeys. Fucking great. All right, sorry, I'm just going to show you this. If I can get it over here safely. This one. I'm going to show it to you. Oh, sorry. It's just a bit of a second. Mrs. Angry got some orchids in the mail this week. Big box of orchids. She's got lots of orchids. She got these. Look how tiny. You probably can't see them in much detail, but they're beautiful, beautiful, tiny, tiny flowers on this orchid. I'm constantly amazed at the spectrum of different flowers you get from orchids, and that's their full size. They're tiny. They're so funny. And hello, Justin. Now I'm going to put this back. So, and she got another one with tiny flowers, but those ones were the easiest to see. Some of her larger ones are flowering outside. They're very beautiful. If you follow my socials, Facebook and Twitter, you'll probably see pictures of them in the next couple of days. But that's magnificent. Like, seriously, you get orchids that go from this size to like this size. It's incredible. So what's that, Salumi? Switch. Next stream we're on together, share friend code. Neat. Friend codes. Laura, 28 Celsius in London, 24 in Manchester. No, for people who aren't used to the weather, I get that. And with places that aren't insulated for heat, I get that. Neat, Justin. Weird dreams are great, man. Or, unsettling. It's one of the greatest lines about dreams I heard. I was a big fan of the Sandman comics, those back in the 90s, things that made Neil Gaiman famous. I've got a lot of the trade paperbacks. It was still being published when I started getting trade paperbacks, and I caught up to it eventually. But, people write introductions for the collections in the trade paperbacks. And one of them, I just remember this great story. He said the strangest dream he's ever had. He was talking to his father, who had died years previously, and his father was smoking. His father smoked a particular brand of cigarettes, and he could smell that very familiar smell of his father's cigarettes. And he said to his father, I didn't think you could smell in dreams. I can smell your cigarette, but I'd always heard you can't smell in dreams. And his father said, that's because this isn't a dream. And then he woke up going, what? And that, I've never had one like that, but that would do my head in if you were experiencing something in a dream that didn't seem right for a dream, and someone in the dream said, that's because this isn't a dream. It's like, fucking hell. Justin, you reckon Democrats are the only party that can pull off having an effective overseas branch? Well, good luck to them. So if you like hardcovers are just difficult to carry around. I think I do have a paperback in my bag that I haven't pulled out in a while. But yeah. So Salumi, Record Shop has a sale. Oh, nice. Going to Pop Tide tomorrow. Saw a Howling Wolf record. Nice. I don't think I've bought vinyl since vinyl was the only way to... Well, when CDs were still comparatively new. I don't think I've bought any vinyl since the rebirth of vinyl. So last vinyl I bought was probably in the 90s. I still have all my vinyl. It's in crates. And I have a record player that lets you record to a USB, record the MP3. And I can never be bothered because I've got some really cool, rare shit on vinyl. And I'd love to convert it to like MP3 so it's easy to listen to on my phone. But I'm too fucking lazy. Safa, good question. Okay, CDs started to appear in the late 80s, and I mean like 88, 89. CDs started to appear in 87. 80s, CDs started to appear in like 87. And vinyl had all but disappeared, I think, by about the mid 90s. But vinyl's had a rebirth. No one's rebirthing CDs because it's a shitty digital format. We have other more convenient digital formats now. So yeah, Safa, I think it took CDs about 10 years to all but wipe out vinyl. But then it took digital downloads about the same, 10 or 15 years to wipe out CDs. I mean, technically CDs still exist. I don't know if anyone releases on CD anymore. So yeah, vinyl had ascendancy for a long time though. Although the format of vinyl changed there. Dr. Abigail, greetings and lamentations. Laura, you remember lots of lucid dreams. I don't really. Every now and then in dreams, I realize I'm dreaming and I think I can maybe influence it. Yeah. Marco, you saw an article about an unopened VHS odds of 75,000. To an idiot. Honestly, to an idiot. So, Justin, you dreamed you're in the jury of someone you know who is charged with... Oh, God, dude, that feels like a traumatizing dream. Dr. Abigail, some people still use 8 tracks. I think I only ever saw one working 8 track. It was in a car. 8 tracks never caught on in Australia. Okay, they're watching Star Trek next door. I'm going to ask them to turn it down so it doesn't get spoiled for me. So, did you turn it down? Because I can hear everything and it's going to spoil things. My first VCR player. I would actually be we had one when I was still at home. So sometime around 16 or 17. If my family had got one when I was 16, 17. Oh, okay. It was a tape. Okay, I thought you meant a VCR player. VHS of Back to the Future, sealed, sold for 75. I still think it was sold to an idiot, quite honestly. Yeah, Justin, I would have woken up from that thinking, what the fuck as well. Laura, I think I had a CD Walkman as well. Oh, wow. Yes. Oh, who remembers that noise? I don't think mobiles do it anymore, but they used to interfere with radios and CD players. It was that, and you would get that fucking noise from mobile phones on other electronic devices. No, Safa. My family got a VCR in about 82 or 83. Oh, neat. Salumi found your Discman. There you go. I think I did have a Discman. It was that whole period of competing portable device. But again, Sony did do a huge breakthrough with the Walkman, the portable cassette player that you listen to through headphones. That was pretty fucking legendary. Strictly Sega, you hate that electronic noise in radio commercials. That's like someone in a music track putting a police siren, so you're listening to the radio in your car and you think police are following you, that's fucked. My career can some phones still do it if they're close enough to a speaker. I will take your word for that. All right, so I finished my old-fashioned. I'm going to taste the barrels. Who wants to have a barrel tasting with me? All right, I'm gonna get some shot glasses, maybe a shot glass. No, I want two because I've got to compare the barrel-aged apple liqueur to the unaged, which is still in the fridge. There you go. And I should drink my apple liqueur because it's really fucking good. It's mostly sugar, but it's good. So apple liqueur from the fridge. Let's mix that up a bit. All right. So first barrel tasting my apple liqueur. I've got to decide if it's ready to come out of the barrel. So just a little bit. The bung back in the bung hole. Okay. And a little bit of apple liqueur that's not barrel aged. Okay. Okay. Seriously, this apple liqueur fucking rocks, and I'm going to make some more. That's whiskey based. I think I might make one rum based. All right, so not been in the barrel apple liqueur. Oh my God, that's fucking great. That is so good. I fucking love that. Yep, I should have filtered that. There's little bits of carbon in there from the charred barrel. That's okay. Oh no. Dr. Abigail's complete lack of energy, I feel. Well, you just need to chill out a bit. All right, now barrel age. Yeah, it's nice. That's nice. Okay, I'm not going to rush. I will decant that in the next day or two, I think. All right, I'm going to rinse my little shot glass. Drink some Wasser. And the next one I'm going to taste is my rum. Woohoo, a whole litre of rum old-fashioned. I should actually shake it up a little bit because the bitters tends to settle. So shake it up. And we're being very piratical and having some rum out of a barrel. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Dr. Abigail, my older sister had a Betamax video player. I think there was a lot of argument that Betamax was actually a better quality, but VHS won out in marketing. Laurie, your family bought a VCR in about 83, which is about when my family got one. Came yours when your parents bought a new one. Oh my God, the old one was so clunky it'd wake up your parents if you ejected the tape. All right, so this is my rum old-fashioned. Oh, that is really good. It's a little bit medicinal. Oh, okay, that is really good. That's fucking great. Okay, I think I'll decant that this weekend. I won't rush to do it. If I feel like I've got time tomorrow, I might do it and make a video tasting it. Because I did make a video when I first made it. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think that'll come out this weekend. All right, so they're both coming out this weekend. Oh. Howdy, Annette. Yeah, Safa, Betamax used smaller tapes than VHS. But there were all these competing technologies that just didn't take off at all. Super 8 and VHS 8, VHS C, whatever. There were laser discs, the precursor to DVDs, that were like the size of a vinyl album, 12-inch stuff. They never took off, although they were very good. All right, last barrel tasting. My barrel-aged vodka. Salumi, you're talking to work wife. She asked if you're able to sew a bed cover for eldest kiddo. Pay for your labour. Nice. So Greg, you reckon VHS won because of longer playtime and more adult content. It's interesting how often adult content has defined what technology came through. That's happened more than once. All right. So this is barrel-aged vodka. All right. What's this tasting like? A liter of barrel-aged vodka. So it's got a little bit of color. It's a little bit yellow, as opposed to being completely clear. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, that's actually quite interesting. It's a little bit weirdly tastes floral. It's got a lot more flavor than the vodka had before because it's absorbing stuff from the barrel. Mm. Oh. No, but that can probably stay. Man, it's pretty good. Probably stay for a while, though. So, Salumi, her eldest wants a cubby bed. It's got loose frame, so a canvas cover will make it more like a cubby. Nice! And it is nice to have people appreciate a skill, yes. Oh, yeah. Strictly Sega, U-matic was like industry. That was TV used U-matic tapes. They were big fucking tapes, really thick tapes, so were much higher quality than the home ones. Like the tape was about twice as thick as the home ones, so it stored more information. So the visual quality was better. That was U-matics weren't really for home use; they were industry. Justin, you're doing Democrats Abroad AGM tomorrow. Good luck with that. A little bit of political meeting on the weekend. As you could say, it wasn't just adult content. Major studios not having to pay as much for licensing. Sony wanted it. I don't even remember. I just remember people arguing Betamax was technically better, but marketing won out for a VHS. Nettie, I don't know what a wolf cut is. Oh, holy shit, microfiche. I remember microfiche from libraries. So, Laura, you're saying a tape at the back of the drawer kept tapes entitled The Milkmaid. As an 11-year-old, you thought, what's this? And that's how you discovered what porn was. Damn. Sometimes that's the way it is. Nobody. Greetings and salutations to you, sir. Oofed. Okay. What are we? 8:45 on a Friday night. I'm about, I don't know that I'm even half Tim Smithed at the moment. I had a generous pour of my barrel-aged old-fashioned. And I just did those little tastings. I feel like having to go at my freezer martini, quite honestly. Strictly say your first adult film was Johnny Holmes. It messed you up. I had a friend in high school who had a bunch of pornos on video, and I think I watched Deep Throat. I think I saw Deep Throat, which was, classic of 70s porn. And I saw it in the 80s. Probably in. So I guess I was first seeing porn videos about 83, 82, 83, I think. Oh, nobody last night in Melbourne. Again, I'm really disappointed we didn't get to have the get together on a stream last night, but I felt like I had to warn everyone to stay away because at the very least you probably catch a cold from me, but it might have been COVID or influenza. Ah, but you had lunch with AIDSy. That was a nice thing. There you go. Laura, that's how humanity progresses: careless parents and inquisitive children. And Justin, you're going to report on the chaos of the last year, including Evan being compliant with US election law for party for 40 years. Jesus, okay. Oh, yeah, strictly saying sometimes you find it hiding on the top shelf. I mean, I saw porn mags in either the late 70s or early 80s. So I saw porn mags before I saw porn video. But yeah, it's a whole thing. Oh, okay. See, okay, Nettie. Now that's traumatizing. Not finding your parents' purchased porn, but finding your parents' sex tape. No, that's traumatizing. Oh, Safa. No, there literally was. They shut down the porn section in Video Easy, like in rental stores in New South Wales, in about either 83 or 84. They were easily accessible until somewhere around 83, 84. And then it went underground till the mid 90s where they stopped enforcing the law. I think it's still technically illegal to sell pornography in most of Australia. The law's just never enforced. And Salumi, you grew up in a repressed Christian household, so no porn. Sometimes they have the kinkiest porn. Oh, yes. No, doubtless you are coming back, nobody. Doubtless. Looking forward to that. All right. So I think I may have topped up my freezer martini and not tasted this new version. Oh, shit. Justin, your brother found your dad's sex toys. Oh, geez. Yeah, no, finding sex toys is weird. Okay. Martini glass. Yes, please. This is my big martini glass. This is the, I don't know how clearly that's coming across. There's a skull on the stem. This is a Crystal Head vodka. Martini. Oh, God, I think I need to actually clean the glass. That actually looks a bit dodgy. Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to go over the other side here and clean this glass. I haven't used it for a while. Give it a bit of a clean with a wet cloth. And then I'll get a tea towel and dry it. Yeah. A couple of times I bought Crystal Head vodka because I wanted a decanter and there was a gift set. One of the gift sets was this martini glass. Another one was some skull shot glasses. Crystal Head's also a decent drinking vodka, actually. All right. I do have a full freezer martini that I haven't tried. What is that weird shit at the bottom of the glass? There's like some sediment in it. Why is there sediment? Oh, that's going to be from the frickin' Dirty Susan stuff. Okay. So there's some weird sediment in my freezer martini. All right, satisfying pop. Let us pour some of that into the glass. What does the current iteration of my freezer martini taste like? Was that, Justin? You saw a good gun control ad. Use children finding their parents' sex toys. The message was, if they find it, they'll use it. Oh dear. Anyway, freezer martini. Cheers, y'all. Oh wow, I really dirtied that up. It's not unpleasant. It's quite nice. Last time I topped it up, I put some of the olive brine in there to dirty it up a little bit, and it's worked. It's made the martini more savory. I like it. Man, that's really nice. Man, I like it though. But I think I'll top it up without any more olive brine. Clean it up a little bit. Oh no, Salumi having a huge dysphoria day. All right, well, I hope you level out, feel good at stuff. I had my biggest problem is arguably a sort of mental dysphoria. Imposter syndrome and whatnot. A thing came up with my boss, and I just spiraled a bit. Like, oh Jesus Christ, no, that's fucked me. Oh no, shit, fuck, I don't know what to do. Fuck, I'm going to fail on this now. And Mrs. Angry's going, I don't think she meant that. I really don't think she meant that. I was like, no, but Jesus, I'm not going to get this thing done, and I'll look bad, and everyone will hate me. And she's like, yeah, probably not. So yeah, that's probably my biggest challenge in terms of feeling about myself is imposter syndrome. Like, no matter how well I do at my job, sometimes something will pop up and I go, this is it. It's fucked. I'm fucked. I can't fix this. And everyone's going to look at me and go, you can't fix this. You're fucked. Usually doesn't happen. But yeah, I did find myself spiraling a bit today. I, with a bit of help, got over it. But so yeah, I hope that the feelings of dysphoria pass, Salubi. Try me out. Okay. I see why people like dirty martinis. It's just a really sort of saline edge to the martini. I don't dislike it. I like it. But I probably prefer a cleaner, drier taste in martinis. But a bit of variety, like dirtying up my freezer martini for a while. Variety is good. I like variety. Oh, okay. Laura, you've got a cool thing to share? Absolutely. Let's angry bunch it. I don't know who wants to join, but if there's cool shit to share, we want it to happen. But yeah, if anyone wants to angry bunch it, again, this is not a long night. I'll probably be finishing around 10. That's almost 9 now. So is that a family discussion you remember, Micro? What's wrong with the car? Why can't we go to the store? It's fucked. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's how I feel about my brain sometimes. Why am I so upset by this? Why do I feel like I can't get past this? Your brain's fucked. Yay. Micro's got shit to share too. Sharing is caring, people. Sharing is caring. Anyone who's up for chats and shits and giggles, now's the time. That's my little wiggles move. Let's do it. Justin, what am I doing tomorrow? What, during the day? Getting ready for fucking young Mr. Angry's party. Probably stressing out a bit. Probably doing a little bit of video work. So nobody, for what it's worth, yes, that beautifully said, nobody. Beautifully said for Slimy and for all the angry bunch. You're worthy as much as anyone to be loved, feel good about yourself. And yes, beautifully said. Couldn't have said it better myself, which is why I just repeated your words. Beautiful stuff. Sending that out to everyone, really. Oh no, Micro misplaced an entire Chromebook. It's like the Oscar Wilde line. To misplace one Chromebook is a misfortune. To misplace two seems like carelessness. I agree, nobody. Salumi's a beautiful human being. And I actually appreciate nobody's input as well, Salumi. I think it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Want to share the positive vibes. Anyone who doesn't get that Oliver, so I was going to say Oliver Twist. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. I need to just fucking give up saying anything intelligent about thing, because it was Oscar Wilde, not Oliver Twist. From Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest, someone gets told, another character, that both their parents have died. And the response is, well, to lose one parent is a misfortune. To lose both reeks of carelessness. It's just like, okay, Oscar, were you doing opium when you wrote that? Just a friendly question. I feel like maybe you were doing opium. Sloomy, not being able to bind at work isn't helping. Okay, yeah, you need subject matter experts. Cool. Fucker, screw you. Black Friday sale for pennies. Got your Chromebook. Why not? Why not, dude? Why not indeed? Oh, yes, nobody. I've seen the pictures of Nettie's animals enjoying you being around. They will miss you. Oh, yeah. Sorry. See, okay, Dr. Abigail, you just tempted me to say something to Salumi. Is like, yeah, yes, awesome, good looking, bit of a brat. I could sort that out. No, bad angry. Don't go there. Oh, Safa, lots of people use Chromebooks. They sold heaps of them. Ah, yeah. Okay, so Salumi, binding can be a risk when lifting heavy items, but if you're not lifting boxes, can I find a safe way to? Yeah. Yeah. Talk to people who have experience. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. There's a tickle in my. I just wasn't sure if it's going to come. It came pretty quickly. It was just weirdly, it's like, wait, there's a tickle in my nose. It feels like it's going to turn into a sneeze, but I'm not sure. Is it going to? And it turned into a sneeze. Okay. Again, I appreciate you taking it in the spirit, Sulumi. Sort that brat behavior out. Fun and games. Oh. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't normally top it up. I'm going to top this up without the dirty martini. And speaking of topping up, I don't know if that's a segue or not. Hi, Laura.
Hello there. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, actually, because today is a special day.
Yes, you had something to share. What's happening?
Yeah, so a year ago today is when I got my diagnosis of gender incongruence.
Yeah.
So, yep, you're trans, a doctor told me. As if I didn't already know these things. But either way, Official diagnosis opens up all the doors.
Nice. And he's our calm American friend too.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing, man?
I'm okay. I'm just trying to take it chill today so I can actually go to work tomorrow. Well, I'm going to go to work tomorrow either way.
Yeah.
I don't like calling out of work.
Yeah, but I like that you were doing it out of concern for your guests, not actually giving them an illness.
Yeah, no, I've never
That's
liked it
probably-
when I'm like in Walmart and there's someone walking around and they're like hacking up a lung because they're obviously sick and they're not even wearing a mask. I'm like, this so inconsiderate.
Yeah. So yes. Oh, so I think your anniversary is worth celebrating, Laura. Milestones, I think, are important, whatever they are. Maddie Greggs, what are we talking about? Literally anything. So if you have any suggestions, we'll talk about it.
I would like to show my cool Funko Pop things that I got on clearance at Walmart yesterday.
Oh, hell yes.
If you guys are into Funko Pops, I was just in, so this is one of them.
Oh shit! Look at that. Kiss. Fuck. Oh my god. Kiss Funko Pop. So cool.
It was on clearance for $20. I think online, if you go on eBay right now, they're going for like I think $100.
Shit.
I made the mistake of showing this to my father, so now this is his Father Day gift.
Oh no.
And then I also found this one.
Oh my god, InSync Funko Pops. That is so fucking
And
cool.
they also had Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, and they had an AC/DC one. But unfortunately, when I went to go back to buy myself a second Kiss one, the 3 Kiss ones that were left were gone, and the AC/DC one was gone. And I was only gone from the Walmart for about an hour.
Oh wow. All right, so they got snapped up.
Which hopefully they're snatched up by people that were actually bought them to enjoy them and didn't buy them to sell them on eBay.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I like it more that people fucking
I love your mug.
the cow mug is always popular.
Yeah, no, I love this mug too. I saw it on Amazon and it just made me happy just looking at it. I'm like, I need that in my life.
I made some made is an exaggeration. I painted up some plimsolls with like cow markings on, so white, and I painted on the black bits, and then I used pink for the laces, and suddenly I realized, wait a minute, I'm basically tying my shoelaces with udders.
I love cow stuff. I would totally if I had a white car, I would get like black spots to put over the car.
Oh no, I love that, turning it into a cow car. I like that.
Yeah, I'd like it, and then I just take the stickers off when I go to sell it.
Yeah. Oh, thinking. I like that. Oh my god. So I remember seeing someone and it was a cheap, shitty car, and they glued like to the bonnet of the car. They glued like some AstroTurf, so the front of the car was covered in grass, and then they glued in a bunch of plastic farmyard animals. So the front of the car was this whole farm setting. It was really
That's
funny.
great. I can remember being a teenager pulling into the parking lot of a Home Depot, and there was some crappy car there that was painted like the, how do I describe it? Like that yellow and black construction color pattern. And on the top of it was a bunch of pool noodles that were cut half the length, glued to the top like a bunch of hair. all over the roof of this vehicle. I can remember that. And it had some sort of writing on the side, like I don't even know. I can't remember. It was some cool name they gave the car or something. And I just remember my parents saying like, oh, that's probably a college kid's car.
Yeah. When you don't care about the resale value, you just mess around. Sorry, Maddie on Twitch. I work in IT. My role definition is business analyst, which is a fun thing. I like your plan, Salumi. Get a Subaru Forester, wrap it in purple, make it the queerest Subaru possible. I love that.
Speaking of,
in terms of your cow car, nobody's white car grows its own black spots, but then he washes off the mold.
that little red car I used to have,
yeah,
on the inside was growing a plant out of the carpet once.
Oh shit!
I'm assuming it just held the moisture inside the car so well, and then I don't know, a seed must have gotten on there. And I looked over one day, and it like a sprout about that big.
Yeah, I've had one on the front of the car, and the windscreen dirt got into the bit between the windscreen and the bonnet of the car, and something started growing out of that dirt.
That always impresses me.
Yeah. But I was like, man, I need to wash this car.
Yeah.
Growing on it. Bye, Matt.
I can't find a picture of it. I was hoping to find one, but I remember it's about 2002-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
I saw a Bedford van, if that means anything to anybody.
Yeah.
And they painted it up like the Mystery Machine.
Oh, I've seen a few Mystery Machine painted vans. Yeah. I love it. I think it's great.
That's a neat looking van. I just Googled Bedford van, so I have a visualization.
Yeah.
That's just when you say van, that's like van. That's what would pop into my head.
Oh, what do we do? Okay. So I'm just topping up my freezer martini before I put it back in. Gotta put a bit more gin in here.
Look at these cool custom Bedford vans.
Yeah. Yeah, people do like to customize their vehicles. All right.
What was really funny about it was a friend or former friend, I don't know, we don't speak anymore. Not we haven't fallen out or anything. We just
don't see them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they have this kind of Scooby-Doo sound when they're surprised. It's like, exactly, you know. And so I was speaking to him on the phone the day I saw the Bedford Man Mystery Machine.
Yes.
And I said, I saw a Bedford van in an unusual paint job that I think you would appreciate. And they went,
Perfect.
And I went, exactly. And then explained.
Nice. All right. Sorry, I've topped up my freezer martini, and I'm going to put it back in the freezer because that's where freezer martinis belong.
Well, I would hope you wouldn't put it in the fridge.
There's again, like a big party happening tomorrow for young Mr. and his friend. He's actually made 2 custom cocktails for his special friends, and we've bottled them. This is like a sour cherry cosmopolitan, and this is like a gin version of a margarita, and they're both really good.
I'm instantly attracted to that dark bottle.
Yeah, it's a sour cherry juice. So it's basically following a cosmopolitan recipe, but instead of cranberry, he's put sour cherry juice in there, and they're quite good drinks that he's made. Oh God! Okay, nobody. That's worse than me. Your windscreen leaks, and you have photos of plants that were growing in the car's footwell carpet. I think that's worse than what I had. Plants growing on the carpet inside the car. So the whole thing with the Subaru Forester, Dr. Abigail saying they were called a Lesbaru since the 80s, and Slumi saying cishet Subaru Forester owning friends don't know they're coming out by having the car.
Subaru actually, if I remember correctly, that marketing of Subaru marketing to like the gay community or lesbians in general, like saved their company. It was a huge success for their company.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Oh no! Nobody's seen a photo on the internet of a Volkswagen Beetle. Someone had painted the front to look like the owner's lower region. It's like, oh no!
Now here's a question:
Yeah.
do you get ice cream vans in Australia?
Yeah, yes and no. They're not common, but they exist. Yeah.
They're not common. That's depressing.
Yeah.
What do all the small Australian kids do on the hot summer days?
They go to the corner shop and buy
The corner shop. That's no fun.
Yeah.
I just I was looking up and I sort of saw this and went, oh, that's an interesting question. Do you get that in Australia and America, of course?
Yeah.
For sure around here. There's one truck that once in a while will drive around that's from like the 70s. It smells like diesel, and it has soft serve ice cream in it instead of like the normal popsicles. It has soft serve.
Yeah. No. Here's another crazy one.
Oh my Cadbury cream egg truck.
Yeah. Imagine that in a rollover.
Yeah, I think it would just roll over.
Yeah, whoop, and go. Yeah, keep going.
But the weird thing is, it'll probably land on its wheel because everything else is curved. So it will just
and all the weight would be at the bottom.
Yeah,
it would probably ultimately just land the right side up.
No, I want to try. We could strap me in it. Yeah,
take a corner really
neck
hard.
brace, safety helmet, strap me in, put me on like a hill, and just push it, and we'll. I'll sign a waiver. I'm okay with it.
And that's when you discover it's only made out of some thin fiberglass.
Yeah.
What will be. Yeah. So I say, yeah, Dr. Abigail said there were ice cream vans when you were young. Salumi used to have ice cream trucks growing up. I think they were more common in years past than they are now. Although there's one or two parks not far from where I am, in summer there will be an ice cream truck parked next to the park.
I've noticed them less too, and I've also noticed it's become less of like a summer treat for everyone, and now it's more of a luxury to be able to get ice cream from it because it's just overly expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, I just found something that I want to hear a comment on this because it's
all right.
So again, it was the Mystery Machine Bedford van.
Oh yeah, no, I like it.
I'm looking at the interior, and it's like, would you want to drive with an interior like that? Because that's like headache-inducing.
The contrast is pretty intense.
I'm okay with it because the blue and yellow reminds me of that Gulf racing colors. And the green and orange is a little obnoxious, but I feel like I would get used to it.
Yeah. One of my favorite photos that someone had on the internet in a parking lot somewhere, there was a van painted up like the Mystery Machine, and then there was the car that was the same car the brothers drive in Supernatural, and they were next to each other, and someone posted the picture and went, oh fuck, shit's going down today. Because the Scooby-Doo gang and the Supernatural brothers were at the same place, so obviously it was going to be.
And of course, there's the other van of movie fame, which is I'll give you a hint. Here's a scene from it. I need a pee, and pulled over by the cops, and he's like, "Give me that beer," and he goes,
"Oh." Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, the Dogmobile, or whatever they called it.
The Dogmobile was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, another, yes. Dr. Abigail, 80s archetype fan, the 18 fan. Was amazing.
Do you know, when I was a kid, I loved that show. I really did.
Oh, when it came on, everyone thought it was the coolest fucking show ever.
Yeah, I mean, and every single week, of course, it had the building montage.
Yeah.
Where they built some crazy things out of stuff that was found in a shed. And but I watched it a few years ago, just watched all like 5 seasons of it or whatever it was. Yeah. And I was really disappointed, although I kind of enjoyed it. It was you know, it was like, actually, this is pretty lame as an adult looking at this. As a 12-year-old watching it, yay. As a grown-up watching it, it's like, yeah, this isn't actually...
It was aimed at not particularly sophisticated people in the 80s. So with the way that TV has progressed in the intervening decades, it's not going to hold up. It's just not.
Now, Knight Rider, the original one, that still works. That has grown up enough that it can still appeal to grown-up me.
Sorry, Dr. Abigail, I saw this. You're saying the Dukes of Hazzard car didn't age well. The General Lee. I saw someone with a social media post the other day. Do you all remember we just watched the show with the inbred cousins and the hate crime car? And it was a picture of the Dukes of Hazzard with their General Lee with the Confederate flag. And it was like, yeah, I guess you could say that was the show about the inbred cousins with their hate crime car.
I think the car didn't age well depending on who you are. Most people that live in the country don't care. Even black people don't care because it's a goddamn car from a TV show.
Yeah, it was a joke as opposed to being very upset about it. But it was. I thought it was a pretty funny joke because it was these weird.
No, it's a funny joke.
Rednecks. And again, okay. See, again, USB. This is a thing that doesn't translate well to Australia because a central thing with Dukes of Hazzard was if they could cross the county line, the sheriff couldn't chase them because he didn't have jurisdiction. That shit doesn't happen in Australia. We have state police, and wherever you are in the state, they will chase you. And if they are chasing you on a highway and you happen to cross a state border, they won't give a fuck. They are not going to stop chasing you. So it's watching these shows where it was like the Duke boys just had to get to the county line and they were safe. We were like, what? Why did the cops just stop? Because cops here don't do that. And the same as Smokey and the Bandit. I really enjoy those films. And it's like, I don't understand. What is this with the beer and because we don't understand how restrictive some of the state liquor licensing laws are in the US and how you can't move stuff across state lines. And because that just doesn't. We have other weird restrictive laws in Australia.
Do you have a open container law? Like if you were drinking at your friend's house, a bottle of whatever, and you had opened it, if you're not allowed, here you're not allowed to put the cap back on and put it in your car and drive home. You have to put it in the trunk of your car.
The cops can get you. I don't know the letter of the law here. But yeah, if someone in your car has an open can or bottle of liquor, if you, the driver, aren't touching it, you can still get pinged by the cops because, well, there's open booze in your car. If it's closed, I don't know the law that well, but I know an open bottle or can in your car will get you fucked up if you're the driver.
Now, I've heard that. So New York, what I just said applies, but I've heard there's other states that I guess if you're the driver and as long as you're not drinking at all, you're passengers can have a can of beer and it's fine. Yeah. I guess it just, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I wonder what that was, Laura. It's COVID Pac-Man on a Confederate flag.
Yeah.
That's a whole bunch of metaphors mixed together there.
Yeah, I saw that and I downloaded it because I just
I like it. That's good.
Yeah. I like stuff that is I don't know how ridiculously offensive. I guess it's offensive, but it's so stupid that it's I found a picture of Adolf Hitler holding Kirby and he's feeding him whipped cream out of a can.
Yeah. See, that's just gone into the surreal sort of nightmare zone. That's weird. But okay, I just thought of one of the fuck things cops do here sometimes. Someone who's out, they've driven and they've gone out and they've been with friends and they go, man, I can't drive home, but I'm so far from home and my car's here. So they get in their car and they sleep in their car. They recline the seat and they go to sleep. and then a cop knocks on the car and wakes them up and says, "Well," and they charge them with drink driving because they're in their car and
They do that here too.
They have
Yeah.
their keys in their pocket. That's fucked. That
Yeah,
is-
I can't stand that because at the end of the day, it comes down to intent. Are you intending to break the law and
Yeah.
drive while you're drunk? And the answer there is no. No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
They'll
Yeah.
also,
Actually
if
being-
you
I'm actually being really sensible and
I'm
not
sleeping.
doing that.
Yeah.
if you decide, if you go drive your car or get drunk and you're like, oh, I don't want to be irresponsible, I'll walk home. It's like 5 minutes. They can stop you and charge you with intoxication in public.
Yes. Oh my God. Here's the thing. An actual cop told me what they do. He told me all the dirty tricks cops do. And the thing they regularly do when they find someone who's super pissed walking home, they stop them and say, do you have any ID? And the really drunk person pulls out their wallet and the cop just grabs their wallet, takes all the money out of it and gives them their wallet back because the person's too pissed to remember that happened.
Jeez.
And it's just like, this guy was just telling me every corrupt, fucked up thing cops do. And he said, I'm just telling you this. He even said at the time, you probably don't want to circulate this because someone will fuck you up for telling these things. But that was my favorite one because he was serving in one of the roughest areas of Melbourne, out at Frankston. But he said they would regularly, if they got someone who was walking home, who was so drunk, they were absolutely unaware of what was going on. They just stop them and say, do you have any ID? And the person would pull out their wallet and they just grab their wallet and just lift all the money out of it. And they give them, because this person's going to wake up and not remember a fucking thing. And when they wake up and their wallet's empty, they just assume they spent it all at the bar that night. And it's just like, fuck. Okay, cool.
That's just so wrong, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh no. Again, cops do fucked up shit. And
my manager pulled her car over the other day when she was driving because she had a text. So she pulled over and had it in park, and then a cop stopped behind her and charged her with texting while driving.
Yes. Yeah, that happens here as well.
And I'm like, but they literally say, I can remember this from a few years ago. They're like, if you need to send the text, just pull over. Yeah. And I'm like, so how are you going to suggest that, but then charge people for text? So do you?
It's fucked up.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense.
It is very fucked up. I always said Big Pat was going to join us, but I think his phone died. Oh, too bad. Oh no, there you are. I thought your phone had died, Pat. How are you doing? No? Yeah, okay. I don't know if you can even hear me, but you're sitting there looking like a gangster, so that's okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Sorry, Pat. I don't know if you can hear me, man, but nothing's happening on your end. Yeah, no, there he went away. He's having technical problems. That's okay. Safa, what year was that cop story? Real fucking recent, dude. It is current. This guy was telling me things a few years ago, and yes, it's fucked. Cops that book people for drunk driving, sleep in the car, dead set cunts. It's so counterproductive, but there is a certain subset of cops who are just fucked and abusing their.
And the problem is that if you think about it, why do people hate the cops? It's because of shit like that.
Yeah.
Do where you guys live do something like New York does for big holidays like 4th of July or just like other bigger drinking holidays? They'll have like, if you call the police or a taxi company, it's a free ride home.
I've got someone a free ride home with the cops before. I was with some friends once, and there was this woman kind of slumped in the doorway of a shop, and we went, that doesn't look good. And we said, hey, are you okay? And she's like, no. And we picked her up, and we were trying to say, like, okay, if you come with us, we're just going to another bar. We will sit you in the chair and get you some water. And over the next hour, you might get your shit together. But she wouldn't move, and we're trying to drag her. And so one of my friends, she just said, "No, I'm going to call the cop. They can actually dry her out. They'll give her a safe because she can't stay here on the street. That's just not safe." And she won't come with us. We were going to take her somewhere and give her some water to drink, and she won't come with us. So hopefully the cops gave her somewhere safe. So Pat, is your phone working now? I don't know, man. No,
Yeah,
probably not.
work.
But that's. Oh, it is working. There you go. A slight delay.
That works.
That's all right. I like that, Salumi, in South Australia, free public transport for major events, football and big festivals.
That's neat.
It is. And occasionally, I do love in Victoria, where I live, our state premier did decide a couple of years ago, he says, you know what? There should be public transport running 24 hours a day, because that way people who are in the city getting shit-faced, but, keeping the economy running, putting money into the economy, they should have a safe, convenient way to get home all through the night. So over the weekends, there's public transport running 24 hours.
Not even that, but there are people that work like late night jobs.
Yeah, and people who work late night jobs love it.
Well, think about it. The people who went to, who work the bar.
Yes.
They need to get home.
Absolutely.
This is one of the things that's really pissed me off about like places like London. So you had loads of council housing that got, that was bought up by a private company who then demolished it and built an expensive block of flats, like apartment condo type things,
Yeah.
But basically what's happened, and as well as that, they've got a benefits cap. So you're not allowed to, you can't earn over a certain level.
Yeah.
By being on benefits, whether it's working benefits or whether it's unemployment or disability benefits, whatever. So what you've got is whole loads of people that have been forced out of the city, and
yes.
and one of the things that doesn't seem to, the politicians who create this kind of bullshit, and allow these things to happen, allow council estates to be demolished and turned into high-price resident, is that you still need the young people who haven't got much money, or even just low-wage working class people. They need to live in a city as well, because someone's got to clean the offices and work at Starbucks and etc. So they're effectively being forced out of the city, and it's like, do you really want to spend £8-10 just to go into the city to go to the job that pays minimum wage anyway? No, I'll just find something more local.
Yeah. So I'm just going through my waters here. I'm going to have a flavoured water, I think. I've got some really nice flavoured waters in my fridge, so I'm treating myself. I might even add... I've got some vermouths in here. Let me see. Which one? What do they say? Combined drinking. You know what? I might have a bit of this with some water. A little low alcohol beverage to see me out for the evening. A little bit. Look at this. I love this. I bought this because it looked really cool. It's like a very dark, bitter wine. They call it Nocturne. What does it say? Nocturne combines mature wines from central Victoria with Antipodean botanicals plucked from sleeping eucalypt forest and black truffles unearthed from the Victorian soil. And what else is in here? It's got in here. It's like okay. My poor old eyes need a bit more light on this.
So, get it all red.
Quandong, Ryeberry, desert lime, Muntry, and other native specimens. Big Pat, look at all hip hop gangster there with your hood and whatnot.
That's just so cold.
It's just because you're cold. I thought you were going to bust
Yes.
some mad rhymes there.
But hanging a little cold.
Yeah, a bit cold in the regions.
Yeah.
That is the thing. Maddie Gates
I
says hello to you.
sick.
Oh, okay. I just love where did we get there? Just randomly, yes, no. Real estate agents are scum. Because I fucking hate real estate agents. I hope my real estate agent doesn't hear me saying it. And yes, both nobody saying like, yeah, greed is a disease, and Slim saying Silicon Valley had a problem, exorbitant rent prices. None of the people they needed to maintain things, cleaning offices, making food, all these things, none of them could afford to live there. So there'd be no services for the people who had enough money to live there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I remember, ages ago. Oh, Jesus Christ. How long ago? Like 20 years ago? The last time I went to LA and we went to, there's an island off LA. Oh, God, there's a joke about it in Step Brothers. Oh God, I can't remember, but there's this island just off LA where rich people have like weekend homes and holiday homes, and it's super fucking expensive. But they needed support staff to populate the restaurants and the convenience stores and whatever. So they had this whole section of subsidized housing. If you worked there, your housing was subsidized to the point you could afford to be there, because actual rental accommodation on this island was just fucking full on. So but the rich people needed anyone who was doing all the service jobs to be able to be there, so they subsidized all the housing, which I found really interesting. Ultra capitalists essentially indulging in socialism to maintain the things they want to maintain.
Do you think the people that lived in those housing were like marginalized in a way or looked down on, considering that they like people would know that housing is for the poor people?
Yeah. Probably, honestly, it was decent, because when I did a tour of this island, they were like, oh yeah, this is the subsidized housing for the people who work all the service jobs. It was absolutely decent housing, but without doubt, I think the rich people were probably looking down on them. But hey, but it was interesting that they also recognized, shit, we actually need to provide housing for the people who are going to provide all the services to us. So, yeah, it was mad. On this island where it was super expensive to live, there was all this subsidized housing for the people in the service jobs. So,
if employers had, nobody's talking about, let's make it a law that employers have to provide local accommodations for their workers. If employers actually had to do that, there'd be so many less people working for them.
Yeah,
considering the cost they would have to put out.
You also get this weird shit, what's known as company towns.
Yeah.
And that's weird when you are sort of bog standard worker for a company and they own the house you're living in. You're absolutely beholden to the company. It's a really complex issue. It can be good, it can be handled well, but there are these things where you end up with company towns where you are absolutely beholden to the company and you have no independence and no freedom. And like Henry Ford, the guy who started the Ford Motor Company, he had a big thing. He was like, workers have to be able to afford to live and buy products. And so he tried to start his sort of libertarian capitalist utopia somewhere in South America, and it never quite worked. But you do get some of the capitalist class who go, hey, if the working class can't afford to live, they're not going to work in our factories and they're not going to buy our product. So we've got to level it out somehow.
Look at Abigail's last comment.
Where are we? Dr. Abigail, as soon as any tiny thing about the employment, yes, and that's a thing that troubles me in the US. Health insurance being tied up with your employment.
Yeah,
And
let's say you've got some bad disease of some kind, you know, and you need medication all the time. And like, oh, you've lost your job. Well, now you can't have the medication. Where are you going to get it from now?
Yeah. I keep hearing stories about people in the US staying in shitty jobs that they don't like because it's got health insurance that they need. And that's a bit creepy.
You could still get the medication. You're just going to have to pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to live. That's all.
Yeah. And
Which is a bit hard when you haven't got a job.
You just have to decide between having a car and a place to live or life-saving medication.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets real fucked up. And again, it's kind of whatever political persuasion you are, if you aren't willing to see the downside of the excesses of your ideology, you're probably going to create a bad situation. And that's whether you're conservative, capitalist, libertarian, left-wing, socialist, communist. If you can't acknowledge the downside of the excesses of your ideology, you are probably going to be responsible for bad things happening.
Speaking about bad things happening, or fortunately not happening this week anyway, did you see the bullshit with the immigration people in the UK?
Was that trying to deport people back to Africa?
Well, but not the same sort of back to. It's like, we've got to deal with Rwanda, which has a real refugee crisis, you know.
Rwanda, which has a bad murdering people problem.
Yes. So basically,
what's that on my Facebook?
You know, so basically, you got people fleeing from Somalia and Eritrea because, like, there's people killing you. So they get on a rubber boat and try to cross the channel. And now it's like, if you do that, then we'll send you to Rwanda in order to, go through the refugee immigration status thing. And if you win, you've got to stay in Rwanda.
Yeah, it seemed very strange. And I know the EU intervened and said that flight can't actually take off.
It's not quite the EU, it's the European Court of Human Rights, which is not the EU. And unfortunately, the Brexiteer people like, no, this is the EU. You know, EHRC is bloody awful. It's the EU, it's Brussels, and it's like, existed before the EU. The EHRC, the European Court of Human Rights, has existed since before the EU was a thing.
Yeah.
Revisionist history.
And again, Dr. Abigail raises a valid point. It's not just the UK. Also, Donald Trump loved to emulate stuff that had been done by the Australian government of just absolutely fucking asylum seekers and refugees, and literally just saying, if you are fleeing from persecution, torture, murder, which is actually the result of either our foreign policy or foreign policy of our allies that we support, and you try to get to Australia, we will actually treat you worse than this country that you're fleeing from, so you'll want to go back, and that's just fucking psychotic. There are a few countries where minorities are persecuted, tortured, and murdered, and that is like the end result of either Australian government foreign policy or the foreign policy of allies of Australia that we support. And the people flee this persecution and potential murder, and the Australian government goes, we are going to treat you so badly that you will think going back to this torture zone is a fucking holiday. And it's just fucking psychotic. It is terrible. It is abominable. The fact when Donald Trump was going, man, Australia, they've got a great policy with their borders. I love it. And it's just like, okay, fucking shoot me. Just shoot me now. It's just like, Jesus, what is that?
And you know, the crazy thing is that a chunk of the problems that we have is thanks to colonialization. Because basically, you've got, thanks to British colonialization, it means lots of people around the world speak English.
Yes.
And so why? You know, I'm running away from a war-torn country, or like people might want to kill me because I'm gay or whatever. You know, and so I'm going to flee. Where shall I go? Maybe this place that speaks the same language I do.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's sort of diverting onto the trans shit again. You know, there was something that happened a few years ago where someone in the UK got a refugee status in New Zealand because of all the anti-trans shit that you get in the UK.
I will always remember the line from Abigail Thorne, who has the YouTube channel Philosophy Tube. And when she came out as trans and whatnot, and over the subsequent year, got a lot of profile. And she made a video where she said, I'm arguably the highest profile trans person in England. And she just went, yay, I'm the queen of Turf Island. That was such a funny line. Just like, yay, I'm the queen of Turf Island. It's just like, oh, God, that's fucking bleak. That is fucking...
It is a bit grim at the moment. However, a little survey came out in the last couple of days saying how, despite the bullshit rhetoric that you see on Twitter and from the British media, actually most people are perfectly fine with trans people.
Of course they are. The vast majority of people don't give a shit. It is a weird, enraged fringe of people and a bunch of people who have control of the media discourse and political discourse who make it fun and center. Even conservative people, the majority of conservative people are like, well, if you're not up in my face, I don't really fucking care what you do. Like
I don't think it's right, but you know, that's if they want to do it, that's up to them. It's a lot of the opinion from the conservative types.
One of our weirdest, fruitcakiest conservative politicians, Bob Catter, he's hilarious. But I think the majority of the time he feels like he genuinely has the best interests of his constituents at heart. But there was this great thing when we were having the marriage equality debate in Australia. And they're interviewing Bob Catter, and he's like, "Look, you know what? I don't care. Let love bloom in 1,000 different ways. I don't care. But I'm not good." And then it was like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing. He's just going like, I don't care. And then he goes, but I don't want to talk about it when a Queenslander being torn apart by a crocodile every week, and it was like two different people. It's like, who's hassling you, Pat?
I have to do it every day, and then you have to turn this off because that comes on. If you turn that off,
no, it's not.
Right,
Someone's hassling Pat.
That's not on.
That's my dad.
That's okay. I know if you have to turn it off, that's okay, Pat.
Did you see Pat a minute ago? He's like,
yeah, I know. That's okay. But Bob Catter was hilarious because he actually did this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing in one sentence. He's like, "Oh, you want me to be upset about gay marriage? I don't mind. Yeah, let love bloom in 1,000 different ways, but I'm not going to talk about it because Queenslanders are being torn apart by crocodiles." And everyone was like, "What the fuck was that?" And because again, actual people being killed by crocodiles is actually incredibly rare. It happens maybe once or twice a year. But Bob Catter did this weird thing where he basically said people being killed by crocodiles is important as equality. And I was like, I don't think it affects as many people, Bob. I'm just not sure it affects as many people. But Bob Catter is a fascinating person.
There was a really bleak, grim thing about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Where so we got a thing in the UK where you can start a petition, and if it gets over a certain amount, then it has to be discussed in Parliament. Now, sometimes it'll be in the proper full house thing. At other times, it will just be like a little room, with like big table and a chair, and and when I say a chair, I mean a chairperson, not a thing you sit on, and and you just get different MPs or whatever that give their opinion. And in one of these ones that was recent, it's like the petition was about how the government were going to ban conversion therapy, and then one day it was that they weren't going to do it, and then the following day they go, we are going to do it, after 3 years of saying they're going to do it, but it's not going to include trans people. So because apparently torturing trans people, there's not enough evidence to say whether it's bad for them. But
it is torture, definitely.
So when the petition came, sort of goes through, and enough people, so you end up with just like half a dozen people prepared to go and discuss this matter. And the amount, the anti-trans people, MPs are like, talking about trans women in sports and bathrooms.
Oh yeah, it's just those ridiculous nonsensical.
What has that got to do with conversion therapy?
Yeah, no, it's
absolutely
just
nothing. It's like, so it's basically, but what about the trans thing? And it's like, all the other things that aren't relevant to the topic at hand.
It's ridiculous. So throwing, yes, Dr. Abigail. For anyone who doesn't know, search YouTube for Bob Catter, gay marriage crocs. It is weird, surreal, and hilarious.
I like Abigail's most recent comment.
Oh no, that's for real. Nettie and Nobody suspiciously disappearing at the same time. I know, dirty stuff. But Nettie is back saying, "Are we talking about Assange?" I wasn't, but I'm willing to, because rumors are he is going to be deported to the US. Pat's going to try and say hello again. But yes, no, there are rumors that, or reports that Assange is going to get deported to the US, and which he's going to be disappeared into a black site if that ever happens, Guantanamo Bay or something, and we'll never hear from you again. I'm honestly, I'm not a fan of Assange because I think he's fucked on a number of levels, but I also think governments persecuting people who are just telling the truth is weird and bad and fucked up.
So I don't know who that is.
Okay, Julian Assange. He was one of the founders of WikiLeaks, and they released a bunch of incredibly damning evidence, particularly, not limited to, but particularly about the US military committing war crimes in various parts of the world. But essentially, what has become apparent, certainly in the last decade, that the worst thing you can do is embarrass powerful people. If you embarrass powerful people, they will fuck you up.
Two things in particular were the war crimes level type stuff. So, for example, those are civilians down there. Are they militants or civilians? I don't know. We'll just shoot them anyway. Was basic, with their attack helicopter.
There was a particular bit of video, where it was things showing, and it was a bunch of civilians and journalists on the ground, and you had the radio chatter from the US. Are they friendlies or hostiles? And then it was like, don't care, and just fucking launched missiles at them and killed a bunch of innocents. Nettie wants to come and Nettie has something important to tell us, I think. So I've given her the link because it's like, again, I'm being responsible tonight because I am going to be under such fucking pressure tomorrow night with 20 or 30 20-somethings in the house till fuck knows what hour. So I need to get my sleep tonight. So, Nettie, hello.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
So, Assange.
Yes.
Oh, hang on. Is it just me, or have they still got their clothes on? Maybe,
They actually do still have their clothes on, which is important.
It is YouTube.
We are in bed, so we're already there.
That's okay. But sorry, what did you want to say about Assange, Nettie?
Well, he just better not go to the US. But
It's not going to be
that,
good for him if he does. Yeah.
No, it'll be really bad. But the thing is, he's not an American, so he can't have betrayed the country, and that's basically what they're going to charge him with, betraying their.
No, they're just going to disappear him into a black site. If the US gets their hands on him, that is not going to be good for him.
No, bad things will happen by bad people.
Yeah,
he's off to Gitmo, I'm sure. They probably the US runs on paranoia, so they've probably got a whole bunch of stuff that they reckon he's responsible for that he's probably not. So we'll get waterboarded for it.
But both sides of US politics have talked about getting real fucking medieval on Assange and lock him in a dark hole.
What happens when you embarrass the government?
Well, it's certainly what happens when you embarrass the US military.
Oh, yeah.
And the Democrats have a reputation, a history of basically hands off with the military. You guys go do your thing, just let us do our thing on the inside. You guys do your thing on the outside, and they don't tend to challenge it. Whereas the Republicans are like, yes, the military, let's go do stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, people like Hillary Clinton was very vocal about Assange should be prosecuted. All the Republicans were very much like, he's a traitor. Fucking Trump did some weird lip service that he never fucking meant about, he's the truth. But Trump never fucking. Trump could have actually done an executive order that said, cease all attempts to extradite Julian Assange to the US, and he didn't. So Trump, this will shock people.
Trump doesn't care.
Trump is full of shit and just says stuff that he doesn't actually mean. But Assange is fucked because both Democrats and Republicans are on record as wanting to fuck him up, and as Safa said, the Australian government's been weak as piss with trying to protect him. And
the thing about WikiLeaks is that it's an international phenomenon, I suppose you'd say.
Yeah.
And it was an international effort. So, they can't be pissed off with a particular country.
Does the Australian government want to prosecute him at all?
No. There's no urge to prosecute him in Australia.
There's no urge to save him either.
There's no effort to say, hey, he's an Australian citizen. Fucking bring him back to Australia.
That's so weird and annoying to me.
Yeah. Basically, the Australian, government position will probably be something along the lines of, don't bite the hand that feeds you lots of military airplanes from America.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say.
You mean the planes that we bought off America that don't work properly that we have to fix before we can fly them?
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yes.
Yeah.
One of the other things WikiLeaks did that was bad for America, which was it was to leak the stuff that they said about other countries. So
yes, the
it's
diplomatic cables. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was like the stuff that the embassy, the ambassador kind of mumbles to an aide, 3 minutes out of walking out of a discussion with some other country leader, ambassador or something. It's like, they're a bunch of wankers then.
That was funny. The leak of the diplomatic cables where various US diplomats were saying, okay, the president of this country is a fucking moron.
They did get out a lot of really important stuff.
And then what happened was America ended up with a president that's a fucking moron.
I do love a quote, I think, from the early 20th century.
Put him and AZ together in the same room.
There's a guy who was a social commentator in the early 20th century. His name was H.L. Mencken. I think he had the see if I can find it. Yes, this is one from him. On some great and glorious day, the plain folks of the land will reach their heart's desire at last, and the White House will be adorned by a downright moron. And I was like, yep. You can pick who you want. Some people will say Reagan, but anyone who's not completely unhinged, I think, pretty much agrees about Trump being just fucked.
And the sad thing is that that's exactly the same kind of thing that people think about Boris.
But also, Boris is a creepy fucking. He's a manipulator because his whole thing of being the duffer with the messed up hair and whatnot is all to cover up what a horrible, creepy, malicious piece of shit he is. It's like, I'm just this crazy, mixed up, clumsy duffer with the messy hair and the citizens ignore the super racist psycho shit I do.
Sorry, go Nettie.
There's this cultural thing in Europe that came up in anthropology classes, and they, when it came up in my tutorial, the tutors were discussing how much Boris Johnson seems to be playing up to this idea of, the aristocrats. It's a very long history, like 1,000 years perhaps. The people who are born lucky are blessed by God. And this manifests in certain... shut up, phone! Shut up. It's talking to me. And this manifests as as lots of attitudes and things that they do, but one of those attitudes is, I don't have to try, I'm just good, without any effort. And I think that that's what he's doing. He's like, even though I'm a bit of a even though I'm a bit clumsy and I don't try very hard, or look like I don't try very hard, that's because I'm blessed by God to rule you.
Yeah.
Because working hard over there is kind of gauche. It lacks class.
Is that his
People who earn a living, were somehow grubby, and it's just like
people who work and people who put in effort were less than.
When all those fictions that deal with the aristocracy, things that have been popular since like the 19th century, and it's like, if someone his money is not like inherited and is not from estates, but they're earning their money from business or commerce. In other words, someone who's at least actually working a bit, it's looked down on. It's thoroughly creepy.
You know,
it's thousands of years of history in that.
Yeah.
I've particularly enjoyed over the last week watching the hypocrisy of the conservative people that like Boris. Politicians. So what happened was when the whole Brexit thing was going down, Theresa May underwent a vote of no confidence.
Yes.
And she won. And she won better than Boris did like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
But afterwards, the politicians that, didn't like her, like Jacob Rees-Mogg, for example, are like, see, this is an illustration of why she should step down and pass it on to someone else, because she's clearly not capable of delivering Brexit or whatever, delivering on what we want. And yet when Boris has a worse level, when 41% of your own party members, MPs say, no, we should get rid of that guy.
Yeah.
Somehow it wasn't 51%, which means that's a surefire certainty position that he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Well,
and yet,
one's
a year ago
one's a
he was.
man.
Sorry?
Double standard. It's double standards. One's a woman and one's a man.
Yeah.
Different standards, definitely. Anyway, look, okay, I know this is early for Friday night, but as I mentioned early, I'm going to go to bed because I have horrible long night ahead of me on Saturday night. Nettie, you look surprised and shocked. Did you not know that was the rule? Okay, young Mr. Angry is having a delayed 21st birthday party because his 21st happened last year during lockdowns, and so he's waited for end of uni. So it's uni break at the moment, so all these friends can come. My house is going to be overrun by fucking 20-somethings tomorrow. Abigail was saying she's going to come to give you moral support. If she's up for it, that's fine. But the stream tomorrow night is going to be fucking weird. It's going to be loud. There will be a bunch, like 20 or 30, 20. Oh, my God, it's going to be fucking wrecked. And they're probably going to be here till 3 or 4 in the morning. And I don't know if I'm going to, it's going to, so I'm going to bed now so I can sleep and brace myself and wake up in the morning and go, oh God, what's coming? And so tomorrow night's stream is going to be fucking weird. There's going to be people everywhere. There's going to be noise. It's just, it's going to be
of course, there's a weird thing with parties that, the cool people end up in the kitchen.
Well, I'm starting in the kitchen. But again, he did have some small parties last year, and some of them came in, and I was doing stream, and I did make them some special drinks. So he said, yeah, some of them who were in the small parties have been in his ear. Is your dad gonna make us drinks if we go in? So you might see. Tomorrow night's stream is going to be fucking weird. Is all I'm going to say.
And you need extra sleep because you're a lightweight.
I am a fucking lightweight. I'm an absolute fucking lightweight. Tomorrow night's, I don't know, is going to go till 3 or 4 in the morning. I've got to protect my booze supply. So we will see tomorrow night. I just think tomorrow night's going to be fucking weird.
Okay.
With that, I wish you good luck, my friend, and congratulations on testing negative for influenza.
Yes, negative for COVID and 3 different strains of influenza. Have a good trip back to Queensland tomorrow, nobody.
Yeah. And next week, because of course today's my Traniversary, 1 year Traniversary.
Traniversary, I love that. Sorry, that's pretty
awesome. And next week will be my 1 year Traniversary of getting HRT.
Another reason to celebrate this week.
Yeah.
So is that the Traniversary or what? I mean,
they're both anniversaries.
A year ago today, in fact, roughly in an hour, is when I had my, Zoom call with the gender doctor. It was my second assessment, and it's like, right, I'm prepared to, I'm diagnosing you with gender incongruence, and like I say, like a video game, it unlocked all the levels, and so voice coaching, laser hair removal, hormones, major one, all those things start to become available. So
Good to know. Okay.
and I had a really great email last week, which was I am like really, really close to being cis women level in terms of my hormones. My estrogen level is like just a fraction away from cis women, the maximum, the minimum that cis women would have. And my testosterone is not too far away from being cis woman level as well, because
Cool.
medication.
Congratulations.
So yeah, 1 year anniversary today, and then next week will be my HRT anniversary. So
happy anniversary!
I will raise another cheers to you next week, Laura. We go to bed, as Dr. Abigail says. Everyone shut up.
I've still got half a pina colada that I made last night and didn't get around to finishing. Mainly because I had a bit of an accident. So you know that these are little. I
feel like you're starting a story, Laura, and I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to bed. So, but yeah, tomorrow night is probably going to be weird. Who the fuck knows what tomorrow night's going to be? It could be weird and wacky. Go to bed. You'll take care. I'm going to bed.